Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at some footage that was shot when we had some guests in town. You can see that's a guy with a flashlight, and this is infrared, and you can actually see this guy in there moving around, man. We're getting a good look at what they look like right there through an infrared. Let's take a little closer look here. You can see as I slow it down, there appears to be a monkey person standing there in the bushes. You can see like where his shoulder line is, his whole head there, and he's watching our group. He's got a big round nose with big nostrils, big W.C. Fields looking nose, and it's pretty incredible actually. But we're going to take an extended look at this footage because we have quite a bit of it, and we get many different angles of this guy. So check it out. Skunk Ape. Welcome to the Bigfoot Researchers Journal. This is interesting right here. We get the creature's eye sockets. You can see this is the top of the eyebrow here, man, or the bottom where it cuts across, and we got that isosceles triangle kind of thing going on there, and you can see them in there. It's interesting, that these creatures choose this path that keeps them back away from us. They don't seem to want to engage with us. Look at this guy in here, man. Look at this. It's incredible, right? We're just in the editor and we're looking at it, but to me, it's after 10 years of dealing with him. I've caught this guy on film before, man. Look at him. Gorgeous. Gorgeous shots, man. Here's his head, and you can even see a little bit of his mouth here, but both of his eyes, for sure. It's got a little glow coming off. And we're looking through some night vision here. And we're really getting a good view at the head of this creature. We've got the eye sockets. This is the forehead, and then he's got one of these spade-type noses, and it's very flexible, man. These things, the soft tissue in their face is like monkeys. They're smart like men, but with the power and abilities of like non-human primates. They're fast like little monkeys, you see? Only they're giant, and they're really fast, and they're really strong, and they're really scary. And this one actually does look kind of scary. Let's make a little adjustment on the color here, and let's see if we can get him to pop a little bit more. We can definitely see the outline of the forehead really well here with that like that. And you can kind of see that his figure is back there, that black area there. But really, all the night vision is able to pick up in these situations is, what's showing around the leaves, in and around the leaves. And so that's what we're having to do here, just to get to him, because he's in the bushes, and you can make out that forehead, though. But he's got, plant life all around him. So it can get tricky in these situations where you're, trying to diagnose, and you got to stay with your breakdowns so that you can eventually get to some frames where you can see the true symmetry of what's going on here. This is cheek underneath, that's under eye. So you've got this skeletal structure that we're dealing with here. And that's the confirmation on clips like these. Of course, laymen will still struggle with this if they don't recognize the symmetry to begin with. It's a giant human type being with light gray or white skin right there. It's huge, 10 feet tall. Huge rectangular eye sockets, huge nose. It's just standing there watching us. It's interesting, after 10 years of studying the creatures, we know so much about how to get into the areas, and we can catch them on film. The real issues here are technological in nature. Everybody thinks they got these awesome cameras, and including people who are shooting high dollar documentaries for television. I got news for you. All of those cameras are useless around these creatures. The technology has not been invented to separate the Sasquatch from its environment. While it's in there watching you, it's blending into a degree that your camera can't even separate it from the bushes. These nighttime shots, they're best case scenario. In the daytime, you'd be looking at a blur. Anytime you're filming Sasquatch in the daytime, here in the state of Florida and pretty much everywhere we've been, if they're the lighter skinned individuals, they're being painted in real time wherever they go, wherever they walk, wherever they're sitting. They're being painted by light that you can't see. As human beings, our vision's limited, and these creatures are a part of that limitation. And the fact that here in America, everyone's all too willing to ignore the truth only leaves the door open for more tragedies, which if they don't validate this species and wake people up to the fact that natural resources are dwindling, and they're literally feeding them cows now here in South Florida because hog populations, well, obviously, somebody has to say they're trapping something. All the game is disappearing here in South Florida. You can see that creature right there. That's it, man. I'm in the editor, and we're looking at my 3D encounter. You can see that creature there, and it's the same species, guys. We're looking at this footage today, and you can see there's the nostrils of the creature right there on both sides, and the bridge of the nose, and you've got the rectangle. You can even, if you look, see the eyeballs of this creature up in this skull. This thing's immense. Here's the mouth line, right? And then look at this. Uh-oh. Same exact bone structure, man. Look at this. Look at the nose. I mean, it's the same species. You know what? They're 33 miles apart. This creature here was a 3D. This is actually shot in 3D. If you want to see it, you can watch our 3D films. This one, the encounter itself, is actually in one of the 3D films. Working on another 3D film of this, but if you look at this, we're dealing with the same thing here, man. And this thing here is big. I mean, this joker here is huge, man. This is a 10-foot creature. You can see him in there moving around, and it's frightening. You know, when you really think about this, the reality of this is there's 12 people with us on expedition, and they're all standing there, and this creature's standing there looking at all 12 of us. And in this encounter, I was by myself. And these creatures are enormous, and they're no joke. One thing that I can tell you, though, is after 10 years and dozens of solo encounters with these creatures, I haven't been harmed. We've been hit by rocks a couple of times, yeah, but it was more of a warning kind of thing because we were encroaching into where they were resting. And incidentally, we did our homework, and that's how we're doing this. You want to know how we're doing this? We do our homework. We do the hard work in the field to find out where these creatures live in the areas that for some reason they will not leave. And then we study those areas, and incidentally, we encounter the creatures. And like I said, there's 12 people with me and my wife, so there's 14 people on this trail. And that creature is right there watching us. Really cool, excellent encounter. You can see looks to me like the same species, man. I mean, you can see it, the nose, the bridge of the nose, and you got these eyes here, and you can even see the ball there. It's the same kind of thing. Welcome to crypto reality.